went to Cambodia and Vietnam a couple of years ago, and then I did a presentation during my Master Gardener education at the end of our classes about this kind of farming.
And I got the intern then?
I was an intern.
Okay.
And so then I went to board meetings the next year and said, I think we should install that. Everything out here is about education and demonstration. And this is a way that eventually, maybe not our children, but other generations may need to do something. They can grow this in a basement with the right lights, or up a wall, or on a rooftop. Or you can go into a third world country where there's soil like we're standing on, rock and granite, and you can't grow anything, and you could still feed people by this method, and they can get protein and food from it. So I went on a campaign to raise money, and our Master Gardener board gave me a line item in the budget, and with those two things combined, we did this installation. And all the rocks around with people's names on it is all the donors that gave money. And they were just my personal friends that I went and asked, you know. So I think I raised $7,000, and Master Gardeners gave me 3 or 4, something like that. So, but in a lot of research over a long period of time, we came up with purchasing this system from a place in Colorado, and they're right outside of Denver, I think. But it's a 300-gallon tank, and we have the first year tilapia are the best poopers, and they won't sell you tilapia in the fall. So last year when we got this installed, it was late summer, and we were getting it all ready to put the fish in, and then the hurricane came through, and we had to drain everything and start over. So by the time we did get fish in it, the only thing they would sell us was bluegill perch, because they'll make it through the cold season. Then we had one of the most horrible, horrendous winters ever. We insulated this and dropped some heaters in it, but we have grown tons of lettuce and all kinds of leafy greens. We tried tomatoes and cucumbers and peppers throughout the summer, but it's a kind of a check the water and you know, the temperature and everything, but the pH, the ammonia, the nitrates, and the nitrites. But basically what happens is the fish poop produce ammonia, and that goes underground here to this swirl tank over here, and another filter. So it's swirling, and the large stuff is dropping to the bottom, and then it's filtered here again. Then there's a pump that pumps that water out, and while it's doing all that, it's, you know, doing the nitrite thing, and the ammonia it's becoming that with nitrifying bacteria in the water. But it's got a hose down the back side, and that dumps water into each one of these beds. These 3, you can see here, they're, you know, the water comes in here, and it's kind of like the toilet. You know, your toilet fills up and then the water cuts off. That's what these are. They're stand pipes, so once it gets to a certain level, the water's about right here in them. And these also totally together have another about 300 gallons. So we've got 300 gallons here and roughly 300 gallons in all this. And then the water drains through as the plant roots use it, and then it drops down to the bottom and goes back to this tank and is kind of mixed in. It goes back to the fish. So the roots of the plants clean, you know, everything, the ammonia, and it uses all the nitrates and everything. Then it goes back to the fish, clean water. So it's basically organic, because there's nothing we can add to it, because you know, chemicals that kill the fish. And it's mainly, I wish y'all were here when we had it full of lettuce. They grow 3 times as fast and 3 times as big. The lettuce we got out of here, they average a pound each. They were huge. Wow. And they were so good. And the roots are like this long and white. And I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, Judy raised that.
Oh, we did?
My grandson.
Yeah, well, it's hard to see on these. You can see one down there.
Yeah.
But oh, that little melon's gonna
that's
go.
good. We can see.
Yeah. But usually if you raise one of these with all the lettuce in it, it's just these big, huge white roots. And it's been fun. Right now we're in such a heat prone